There are so many things about Wendy Williams' future that we are not sure of, and it's time to separate the speculations from the truth. As we've all been waiting for the promised podcast for about 2 years now, the rumors about it being canceled along with other Wendy's projects left fans devastated. Sources claim that the sudden change of plans is the result of Wendy's possible relapse and heavy drinking. Well, let's dig into this story to find out what's going on with the TV diva. Hi everyone and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. I keep my eyes on the most discussed events in show business and always bring you the hottest updates. So we've all been speculating in recent days whether Wendy Williams' podcast is going to happen or not. Amid the rumors about her possible relapse and other troubles she faces at the moment, the idea of her tiring herself with several projects in a row seems horrible. And the situation is getting even more unclear if we consider the fact that Wendy herself told her friends that the podcast is canceled while her representative denies all rumors. Nearly a year after Wendy's much-publicized podcast was first announced, it seems like it will not be happening. The media were recently filled with speculations that Wendy has been telling her close friends that her podcast Wendy Williams Experience is canceled. It's not a coincidence that these rumors appeared a few days after Wendy was spotted hopping in Manhattan, and many witnesses saw her drinking Cosmos and behaving strangely. Well, as you know, Wendy's relationship with alcohol has always been rocky, and the TV diva even spent several months in a rehabilitation facility trying to come back to her senses. I've recently made a video about Wendy's wild outing, so make sure to check the whole story out. Well, back to the rumors. As sources from Wendy's inner circle exclusively told the media, it's strange because she is saying there is no podcast, but is also telling people she's going to return to TV. It's hard to figure out what is based in reality. Williams last spoke about the podcast in November 2022 when she claimed the project would debut in the next few weeks. So it's been 5 months and we haven't even got any hints about the premiere date. When the rumors about cancellation hit the headlines, Wendy's representative Sean Zanotti exclusively told the media that it was nothing more than speculations and everything would be launched as planned. It was stated by Wendy's rep that the TV diva would certainly be back. As Wendy's publicist Sean Zanotti tells Page Six, we are still working behind the scenes on several projects. There has been no official cancellation of the podcast. The podcast still has an active official website and Instagram, which last posted on March 11 featuring a photo of Williams, though there is no indication about the launch. The Wendy Experience website is still up and running and even selling merchandise. This may be good news for everyone. However, I hope that no one forces Wendy to continue working while she can barely move her feet and dives into her past addiction. It may be possible that Wendy has no other choice but to keep working, considering she has a pitiful allowance issued by her financial advisor after her assets in Wells Fargo Bank had been frozen earlier last year. A so-called temporary guardian had been in place since March 2022, and as Wendy confessed, she's got a limited amount to spend ever since. Life has been tough for her ever since, and it's not only her needs to prove to the bank that she is sound mind and state, so the guardianship would be lifted. Wendy also had to fight with her ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, and his mistress, Sharina Hudson, who used all their creativity to leech off her after the guardian cut off Hunter's alimony. Kevin even had the nerve to drag Wendy to court and demanded his checks be resumed as soon as possible. So you can see, it's been a rough couple of years for Wendy, and if she actually wanted to be back to prove that she is capable of handling her assets and using her money without her guardian's help, many people believe it was a mistake. Her decision to come back to work seems a bit rushed. Only 5 months ago, Wendy left rehab where she had stayed for a couple of months. And now, not only is she back to working hard, but as witnesses claim, she is also back to drinking. Seeing Wendy rushing back to work but looking so frail and weak, fans were concerned about her state and the possibility of a relapse. Her fans filled social media with comments expressing worry about their favorite celebrities, and these are just a couple of things people say. One person commented, I really don't think she's ready. I love Wendy, and I miss her, but I want her to come back when she's healthy. And another person wrote, I don't believe she's ready. She needs to invest in her total well-being of all, around healing. Honestly, I'm still praying for her. Well, Wendy is a fighter, and we all know that she cannot sit idly and do nothing. She repeatedly mentioned her desire to be back in the spotlight, of course, not with filthy rumors and news about her divorce, but as the queen of talk. But it seems like the end of her woes is nowhere nearby, considering that her ex Kevin Hunter is still out there chasing her millions and swearing to make her life a living hell. It's been an exhausting couple of years for the TV diva. And I don't mean only physically. It's also a huge emotional and financial challenge when you try to fight so many battles at once. And Wendy certainly had a lot on her plate. Apart from that Wells Fargo battle, she also dealt with her ex-husband, who turned into a pathetic nightmare the moment Wendy's money stopped flowing into his pocket. And Wendy had to tolerate his audacious statements, listen to him crediting his mistress for her show, and even throw shade at his ex-wife. But even this humiliation was the minor of the problems, and the main point why Wendy was so adamant to come back to work is her need for money. You see, the financial guardianship also concerned her son Kevin Jr., who claimed that he was evicted from his luxury apartment and left with his steep $6,800 monthly rent. One source close to the situation told the media that Kevin Jr. was not back to his university because of his inability to access certain funds that were earmarked by Wendy to assist in his schooling. It seems more than enough to unhinge even the strongest of us, and no wonder that Wendy rushed back to making money. She understands that not only her lifestyle depends on her income, but she also has to help her son with his education. And probably one problem piling into another, and the amount of work she had to made her come back to the only source of consolation: drinking. As tabloids reported, Williams was spotted drinking at Fresco by Scotto, where she was overheard telling her companions that she was determined to get drunk. One of the onlookers mentioned when the bartender asked her what she wanted to drink, she simply said something to get me drunk. It's clear that people around Wendy aren't even concerned about her well-being. Her rep tried to hush the rumors about heavy drinking and stated Wendy was celebrating her upcoming new opportunities. She wanted to celebrate as she has things happening, making her feel like she has a new lease on life. Well, if Wendy is truly not well, maybe it's a good thing that her projects are postponed for a better time. Because judging by recent reports and photos, Wendy is far from being ready to work with the audience. Her son, who has spent the toughest moments of her battle for health and sanity by his mom's side, is also worried about her state. Seems like Wendy cannot handle a tight schedule and work the same intensively as she did before. Many people who have witnessed her outings express their concerns about her well-being, and I hope her representative and producers will value Wendy's life more than their profit. And if Wendy is not in the right space right now, mentally, physically, and financially, I don't want her to force herself and come back to entertain people, although it's more than obvious that Wendy is eager to be back. She herself expressed the desire to return to television. She promised fans that she is nearly ready for her big TV return, but in fact, it may not happen until late 2020. The source revealed that the earliest Williams would realistically be able to be fully back would be September 2023. Well, since her first public appearance in months, it's obvious that she still needs more time after everything she has been through. While we are all impatient with the teasing about her upcoming projects and even possible return to TV, I guess the rumors about the project's cancellation are not some publicity stunt to get people's attention. Probably, we will have to wait until the alimony drama between Kevin and Wendy is over or until she gets access to her frozen millions. That's when she will be able to peacefully focus on work. Despite this sad news, for Wendy's true fans, her mental and physical health is more important than a podcast, and if the Queen needs a couple of more years to come back to her senses, well, she deserved this time. And despite all the promises from her reps and producers, it's better for the TV diva to focus on her health. As one person wrote, "I can't believe anyone is still expecting her to do anything. She has been clearly incoherent for more than a year now. Are y'all blind, Lo?" And another person said, "I think we have to accept that Wendy might never be back. I'm okay with that. She's had a great career with lots of success. I hope she can get to that place and enjoy her time on this earth." I mean, we all wish Wendy only the best in her life, and if she decides to never be back in her purple chair, that's totally all right. But knowing how much she had sacrificed for her career and how much joy and satisfaction it had brought her in the past, I still think she's going to make another attempt to launch a podcast or another project. And what do you reckon? Will we ever see Wendy spilling her tea again? And will her worsening conditions crash her entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to know what you're thinking. And in the meantime, check my other video about Wendy's relapse. Apparently, her son is jumping to protect her money again. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and I promise to be back very soon with a new portion of gossip about your favorite celebrities.